What is good, guys? It's Ronald, also known as Youcapper from Sportsmemo.com. We have a full building today. We got Chris, Joey, and Ski Profit with us to cap the games here. I'm going to try to cut the show short today, but we're going to do everyone's going to talk about one of their best bets, and then we'll try to do one game live at the end there. Let's talk about yesterday. I think everyone did a pretty decent job yesterday as far as how we did in the NBA. Chris, how'd you do?
I did not do decent yesterday. I
Oh,
see only one official play that I only gave out one official play on the show yesterday. I think we both won the Chicago Bulls team total.
yeah.
Just game there, DeRozan got hurt, didn't help any. Thought Chicago had a chance, even though they came out a little slow. But yeah, it is what it is. That team total over 113.5 did not come to fruition yesterday. So just 0-1 for me
Mhm.
yesterday on the show.
Yeah, I went 3-2 overall. So overall profitable day. That Bulls one did hurt. It's one of those games where we took the team total, but we should have took the spread. But we move on here. Joey, how'd you do yesterday? I know you were on the show yesterday as well, dropping some plays.
Yeah, it was solid. That Bucks first quarter took it to the window because of the half point. And then
Mm-hmm.
I told y'all, man, we were gonna bring out that DeJounte Fiesta jersey. Spurs got there late, took the lead in the fourth, and they almost gave up the spread right after, but a
Yeah.
couple shots and cashed that one as well. The sprinkle on the money line lost, but it was a little sprinkle.
Yeah, I think that the last game hooked us up though. I think if you guys took the Nuggets, because we were talking about the first quarter, the full game, they pretty much hit the trifecta spot. Ski,
Yeah,
how'd you do yesterday?
My day was not a winning day, and it was because I loaded up on Bobby Portis props,
Ah,
and he didn't really do anything.
yeah,
And the Knicks, I had them first half and full game, and they only got the first half.
yeah,
So
yeah.
not a good day for me.
We'll bounce back today. We'll bounce back today. We got some good looks that I've heard so far. Let's get into that right now. Actually, let's go with Chris first. Chris, I know you want to talk about the Thunder and the Heat here. Go ahead and start breaking it down. I'll bring on my screen here.
Yeah. All right. See, so we got the Thunder traveling cross country to host the Miami Heat. This team is, I think they're coming off a 2-game homestand, where they they played pretty well. They beat up the Washington Wizards. So one day's rest. I think that game was on Sunday, and they traveled to Miami. Miami not in the greatest spot, also not in the greatest form as far as injury wise. They have a laundry list of injuries. I would go through all of Marcy, but I think it's easier just to say that Jimmy Butler is going to be the only starter.
Third, yeah,
he's the only.
pretty
He's the
much.
only. He's the only one in the starting lineup. They're going to be without Martin today. Bam Adebayo is out as well. Tyler Hero is out as well. So and Kyle
Mhm.
Lowry. So spreading this one opened at 4.5. I think Thunder. I think the Heat are just kind of chucking this game. Honestly, they got two big games coming up. if you look at their upcoming schedule, they have two big games coming up against the Milwaukee Bucks, and they also have a conference game against the Atlanta Hawks, which we know is a playoff, a revenge angle for Atlanta in that one as well coming up. But what I looked at specifically, though, I see, and I'm upset I didn't get the 4.5 just for full transparency. But I like the Thunder in this spot. I took them at plus 2.5 when it reopened after Bam and Tyler Hero were both listed as out for this game. And I
Mhm.
saw the news earlier that Bam probably wouldn't suit up. It was a much needed rest day for him with the wrist injury. Tyler Hero actually slipped on the last play of the game against the Brooklyn Nets when they lost on Sunday, and hurt his knee a little bit, so he got some knee soreness. He's not playing. What I looked up, RC, was the Heat. They're only 4-9 as home favorites against teams that don't have a winning record, including 4 of their last 6 as well. So yeah, I know
You
you.
did you take it yesterday when it was like 4.5 or whatever?
No, I didn't. I took it at 2.5.
2.5. Okay,
I took it when
gotcha.
it reopened. When it reopened earlier at 2.5. I think it's a winnable game for the Heat, which
Yeah.
is why I don't mind them catching points. You look at this Thunder team; they're 9-4 against the spread as an away dog versus teams that have a winning record. Um, Last 5 game stats shows that OKC has the 4th highest offensive rating as well, and their defense has been middle of the pack as well. So for all those reasons, I think the Thunder are the more rested team. They didn't have to play as hard as the Miami Heat did against the Brooklyn Nets on Sunday. I also think that they're a more healthier team, and if they're catching points, we know that this is their role. They do well as an away dog, nationally televised game. You take away Bam out the equation, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander can get pretty much whatever it is he wants inside the paint, and that's when they typically play their best brand of basketball. I see is when he can kind of get in the lane and kind of dictate the game, whether he's playmaking or scoring.
No, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, if you just look at from a perspective of the Thunder as road dogs versus Heat as home favorites, they're already flip-flopped in that ATS category already. One thing that I looked at is on the second game home from a road trip right here, at least from a second game at home in a row following a road trip, a third game back, they're actually 0-4-1 ATS in that spot. They do win the game straight up 4-1 for the most part, but they're not covering here, even in these smaller lines like the 3 and the 4.5. So they pushed on this one. They ended up winning, but they didn't cover by 1.5. So it might matter depending on the line what you get. The Heat might pull off the win, but even in the small line, the Thunder has a chance to cover. Like maybe a last minute shot or whatever it might be, with like SGA getting that opportunity. He's been one of the more clutch players in the league. One thing to note too, you mentioned all these guys being out. I mean, who's going to stop SGA for the most part in the paint? There's really no length there. Joey and Ski, do you guys have anything to add on this one?
I agree with everything that Chris was saying, and that shit is important, man. The first nationally televised game for them in a couple of years, it's going to matter. They're the future of the league, regardless of what their record says right now. SGA, Josh Giddey, it's going to matter to them. So I agree with it.
Markel in the chat, I don't think that's weird at all. Like I said, it might be a one possession game at the end of it. I think he might stay close, especially if Jimmy's the guy that's on SGA. He might be able to maybe stop him from the perimeter. But for the most part, when Jimmy is out, who's going to be guarding him and who's going to be guarding the paint? Ski, do you have anything to add on this one?
I agree that with what everybody said about the nationally televised game, but I also just think Miami's showing you kind of that they're punting. So if you have one team that really cares and one team who doesn't, I mean, which team do you want to put your money on? And SGA, I don't think there's anybody in the league who's really stopping him. So I don't care if Jimmy Butler is out there or not. I like the Thunder. Yeah,
I mean, just looking at it from a perspective of schedule, like you guys said, there was that thing that I was mentioning, the road and then home. But then the other piece is that sandwich spot. I think what Chris was mentioning, they just played the Nets. Now they got back-to-back games with the Bucks. That's definitely a sandwich spot. From my perspective, that's definitely a sandwich spot. Something that they don't care about this game at all, for the most part. So I definitely agree with the Thunder there. And I was looking at the chat here. Where's the other one? There was someone else's message. Jimmy from Greg. Don't forget what Jimmy did with the second team a few years ago at practice. Yeah, there's just LJ adding the some of the stats that we looked at too. For the most part, yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna get there to the window with the Thunder at 2. Maybe if I got the open number, I probably would have done it. But I mean, that's the only way that I could look. All right, so let's go to the next one. Joey, I think you wanted to talk about the Suns game here.
Yeah, I know that the spread is so inflated, but that's not really what I'm looking at here. What I'm looking to attack is the Phoenix offense. I mean, I want someone in the comments to list me everyone on that roster that's going to hit double-digit points tonight. You can't. Like, I got a total of 108.5 for the Phoenix offense. In their last 6 games, they failed to reach that number. In their last 10 games, they're 7-3 to the under 108.5. I don't see them even coming close. And I know you look at the other side, and you've got the Warriors, who this is actually about to be their 8th home game. They've been giving it up. The Magic put up 115. Pistons put up 122. Hawks 143. I know that went to overtime. And then the Blazers got 112 on them. Despite not being great teams, a lot better offense than what Phoenix has. I mean, you look at Phoenix's last game. Again, I want someone without looking it up tell me who the leading scorer was for Phoenix. You would not believe who it was. So you got Steph coming back in the lineup. You got the 8th straight game at home, and they're off 2 embarrassing losses to Detroit and the Magic. You got to turn up here. I think Curry's going to bring that extra energy for Golden State. So 6 in a row to the under for Phoenix. I know Golden State's been giving it up. Something's got to break here. I'd rather put my money on the Warriors. I like the Suns team total under the 108.5. And if you can bet it in the first quarter, 9 in a row. I see you just put it on the screen. Vaughn said it. 9 in a row to the team total under in the first quarter for Phoenix.
Yeah.
I do not see offense from Phoenix today. Even if there's a blowout factor and the defense gets lazy for the Warriors, I'm not really worried about it.
No, that makes a lot of sense. I think for a while, we were taking the Suns first half under team total, and I think that continues to hit for the most part. You mentioned earlier the Suns, just in general, not being able to reach. I don't think they've reached 100 in the last 5 games or something like that. So 4 games, so 4 straight games they haven't even reached 100. Prior to that, the 2 games, 102 and 104, still not the 109 that they have today, but the total today is a lot higher than it was in previous games. So you're seeing a lot of under 220s here, around the 220 mark, and then we're close to 230 here. Because that's telling me that there's going to be some pace here. Also could be the fact that Curry is coming back to add points, but for the most part, it would seem that the Suns just continue to struggle offensively. I'm just worried about the pace of play, especially with 8 now, right? But I still don't think they reached the 109. Ski, I know you have some thoughts on this game as well.
Yeah, well, just backing up kind of what Joey was saying. I mean, the Suns last 2 weeks, they don't even average 100 points per game.
Yeah.
So worst offensive rated team in the last 5. They've been absolutely terrible. And just no Devin Booker. I mean, it's a lot of guys who are out of the matchup tonight. But until they get him back, I'm looking at Suns team total under. So I definitely am liking his look. I'll talk this first one out with you because I sent you a Curry and DM. But this one also supports the under right here. So we'll go rest greater than or equal to 2 and home. And next rest greater than or equal to 2. And season greater than 2017.
To the under. To the under. That makes a lot of sense.
My bad. My screen is a little glitchy. I can't see, but it should be 47 and 21. Is that what you got?
47. I got some whole. So rest. Oh, next rest. My bad. That's my fault. Wait, rest greater than equal to home, and then rest greater than or equal to 2.
Yes.
I got 126, 165, and 8. There's a lot more games than what you got. But it's still, but if I could just do this. If I just take what you said, and then dumb it down to this season only, it's 14 and 6 to the under. So it's still, regardless of whether or not it match up with what you said, this whatever you just mentioned is still a strong under trend.
Yeah, my bad. I just wrote it out. I was trying to give it to you. So it was home. Oh, my bad. This is what it was. That's my fault. Home and previous loss at home, and then the rest of what I said: rest greater than or equal to 2, and next rest greater than or equal to 2.
Gotcha. So this season it's 7 and 1 to the under. That's super strong.
And if you go back to 20 season greater than or equal to 2016, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's strong.
So that's what I was looking at. That supports this Warriors under, and it just makes sense. I mean, they're off 2 losses, right? Yeah. And you think about the Warriors, as long as it's been, that's how they come back and dominate at home. That's why they've been so good. I know they shoot threes and they do all that good stuff on offense, but they lock down defensively. So I like that team total under look. I like the under for the game. And I sent you a query in the DM because it's too much to talk out right here that supports the side for this game too.
All right, so if we just go to the Warriors at home too, like we already know how well they do defensively at home, and I mean I don't know if there's a correlation with them the team totals going over, when Curry got hurt or whatever. But for the most part, they were doing a good job during the like maybe a little stretch of when Curry was out. I think right in this portion right here. Then they gave up the last 3 games to opponent team total over. But I feel like they're gonna come back and play some strong defense here. Do you know if Kuminga's back?
He's out.
He's out. Okay. I'm gonna go back to that DM real quick. 1 second.
Yeah, I know this line was on the move because they just ruled Ayton out, right?
Yeah, I see that, Ski, as of 38 minutes ago. Video of one of their beat writers at the shoot around from. They actually just did it like an hour ago.
All right, so I'll bring this one in.
And then, yeah.
Damn. So this one's strong as well. So Sony sends 2016 58 19 and 1 against the spread in this situation. So this here is saying in-season revenge. The game is past game number 5, so they've probably been like a week or 2 into the season. The home team and then ATS streak greater than -3. That means they've either covered the previous game or they failed to cover the last 2 at most. So it disregards anyone with an ATS margin streak of 3 or more games. Lost 3 more losses in a row. And then this here is saying that they're looking at, these are average points. So when they say TA points minus TAO points, that's saying like the team's average points minus the team's opponent's points, average opponent's points. So that's basically margin. You would say this would be the margin, their average margin on the season, plus the opponent's average margin on the season. And you're looking at the line here. You're adding the line. What I was talking to Ski about earlier is basically it's saying that the line is bigger than what it should be, but it's probably for a reason, right? So we're trying to figure out why it would be -12 at this point.
I got you.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of reasons. It's probably, I mean, to start off, we already talked about how poor the Suns have been. They lost 9 of their last 10 games, I think, and until they get Booker, they're 2-9 against the spread without Booker this season. They're terrible. Yeah. And it's the Warriors off these 2 losses. So what we're going to look at is team equals Warriors, rest greater than 0, and previous loss. And I don't know if I said home already.
Not yet. At home.
And line less than or equal to -9. And we're going to put.
What season?
I'll tell you right now. Damn, it was since like, you can go all the way back to 2015, really, but 2019, since like March of 2019, I know it's 9-1 against the spread. If you go back to 2015 in like March, it's like 20 something. Like it's crazy numbers.
Right, hold on, let me do that again. So it's Warriors, rest equals 0.
I'm gonna just read it to you because you could translate.
Okay.
Warriors rested as a home favorite of 9 or more. They're 24-9 against the spread since 2015 and 9-1 against the spread since 2019.
Warriors rested as a home favorite. Rested, so greater than 0?
Yeah. Rest greater than 0.
Home favorite line. Shit, I don't know. I feel like I was translating it correctly.
All right, my bad. I'll get the query right here. It's just my setup got a little messed up today. My internet is not working the way it should. I'm gonna tell you right now.
All right, see, I think Ski said previous loss in there as well, and I think that you took that part up.
Okay,
I got it right here. So team equals Warriors and home and previous loss and date greater than 2015, 03, 06, and line less than or equal to -9.
Gotcha.
And rest greater than 0.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, that's it. Here. 28-1 straight up, 20-9 ATS.
And you could take out the 2015 and put 2019, and it's 9-1 against the spread since then.
That's crazy. All these double-digit lines too. They're just covering them.
Warriors respond off losses at the house.
Yeah, that's 20-point margin, 119 to 199, and it
Step.
supports Joey unders too.
Yeah. Damn. Okay.
What he overstated is the Warriors lost the 2 games to Phoenix this season when they didn't have their star players.
Mm-hmm.
Got the complete opposite.
You remember Devin Booker was talking shit too.
Yeah. Is Clay playing today?
Clay is in.
Hey, Clay, don't. Clay, yeah.
Mikal Bridges was throwing up gang signs after he was hitting 3-pointers. All that. He's going down tonight and go to State.
This is Warriors or nothing here.
Yeah. Other thing I think is interesting, RC, is that we as sports bettors, we always hate to get the worst of the line. We hate to take these inflated numbers like 10, 11. We talked about it yesterday with Denver. And guess what? Denver still covered all the trifecta spot, right? Like Lakers without LeBron, being shorthanded. So, we don't want to play these numbers, but they tend to still cash when they
I was telling you right before the show, I was like, man, I want to take Warriors, but it already moved 1.5. But now I'm like, all right, fuck it. Just wait, I don't want to say those words. Hold on.
Don't do that.
I'll take that back. But yeah, I'm gonna go with the Warriors here. I like it.
Yeah, all right. I like this show because it's literally you could talk out your thought process, and that's what it was. I looked at the first period.
Man, exactly.
Said, you favorite? It says they big favorites for a reason. I'm like, okay, what's the reason? I'm looking, and I'm like, they off a couple losses.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
All right. Let's go. Let's go to the next one here. I think we're pretty golden on that one. What was it? Who was next? Oh, Ski, you're next. Pistons Sixers.
I low key. Okay, let me see. Sorry, I was put up on that game. Pistons. I'll tell you right now. I'll get the query for you. My bad.
This is the one I don't know if I could get there with you, man. This is just. Well, I said the same thing to Joey with Spurs yesterday, so.
It's really a fade of the Sixers. I know it's the previous. Let me just get the thing so I can read it. I wish my internet would work better today.
You got the hamster.
Yeah, the hamster is killing me today.
Pistons back to back. They got the win. I want to see.
Okay, here we go. I'm gonna just read it out to you. Is that cool?
Yeah.
We're gonna try this again.
Let's do it.
All right, it's home favorites that won the previous matchup as a road favorite, and it's within 2 days. Like the matchups where they play within 2 days.
Yeah.
So something with that previous date, I just can't think of it right now. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
You the SDQL guru, genius.
Let's equal to 3. You said 2 days?
Yeah.
Can we just say the previous matchup? Or what?
Home favorites that won the previous matchup as a road favorite within 2 days. That's it.
Is that right?
You have 31, 45, and 1. All right, let me pull it up on my phone right here because my other thing ain't working. I'll have it for you in a second. All right, so it's here. I'll just send it to you in the little group chat. Is that easier?
Yeah.
All right. Boom, paste. Oh, God. All right, I'm going to read it to you because it just put a whole a thing.
That's fine. That actually works better.
Okay.
I can just click right on it.
Okay.
There you go.
All right, cool.
I feel like that's what I wrote. Oh, playoffs equals 0. Okay, gotcha. That's probably what happened.
Oh, yeah, my bad. I left that out. That's my fault.
No, that's all good. 34, 5, and 1 ATS, covering at a 59.2% rate.
Yeah, so pretty much just them back-to-back matchups. They just won by 12, right? The spread is 13.5, and B coming back in the lineup. I was just thinking it's a lot of other reasons why I like them too, but I think Embiid coming back might throw it off a little bit, and I just think it's too many points here.
Yeah, who do they have next? Who do the Sixers have next?
The Thunder, I think.
Oh, that's not really a look ahead. I wouldn't think so. I mean it makes sense, right? You would it's that quick revenge, right? And if you look at this here too, this Cavs Bulls game, Bulls, I mean, they went into overtime, and this is the they had the opportunity to cover that one, possibly even win that one outright, but obviously they didn't get it. So I mean, current form, the trend looks really good too. Not only just like in previous years. This goes way back, 2005.
Yeah.
Dude.
That's why I just kind of rock with it, man. I know whenever these close matchups come, I kind of want to rock with the revenge angle or stay away. So
yeah.
It's one where I'm gonna rock with it.
Yeah, I mean it makes sense. The logically it makes sense. I just don't know. I wouldn't. I can't get there with it. Just I think what Joey was saying earlier is key players missing on Detroit side that would help. I mean, would help them cover.
So then, what do you think Philly is looking at this game like?
They probably don't even care for the next couple games, right? I mean,
I mean, we've seen it all NBA season. The best players on the other team get ruled out, and then the other team doesn't care.
I mean, I'm talking shit. Me enough.
It's okay.
No, I mean, I think one thing is like, I think Chris said this earlier. Even if Embiid did go through shoot around, like if they don't really care about this game, they know they could win without him. Like, why would they risk playing him? You know what I mean? So it could just be the line could be up to minus 13.5 right now. And this is where you take the Pistons. And then when Embiid comes out, they'll be like, all right, well, he's not going to play because we don't want him to get injured in this this game we don't care about. They'll come back down to 11, some shit like that. And then the line will be like super sharp, end up being at like 12 or some shit like that. So I don't know. To me, I just, it's too tight for me, but what you just brought up makes a lot of sense. Chris or Joey, did you guys have anything to add on this one?
Hey, in Ski's defense, I thought, because I had the same ugly ass play yesterday with the Spurs.
Exactly.
When Keldon got ruled out, I thought that shit was dead, bro. But, so
that's how it is, man.
Yeah, that's how it is. Exactly. I was like, yeah, good luck, Joey. That's basically what I'm saying to you today, so you can cash that too. Chris, did you have anything to add on this one?
Nah, nothing that you guys haven't covered already. Like you said, it's I wouldn't be looking to lay 13 points with Philly in this spot because they don't do as well as a home favorite against these teams that have a 40% win percentage or less. RC, Philly plays well with Embiid in the lineup. They cover a lot of spreads. I think it was like 11-3, 11-2 against the spread as a home favorite with Embiid in, and they're winning those games by average of about 9 points, I think. So what you see, 11 right there, I see. But with Embiid in specifically, I think there's something like 11-2 against the spread as a home favorite, winning those games by like an average of 9 points. You'll have to look at SportDesk for that, but if you wanted to, but yeah. So I wouldn't, I just think Bogdanovich being out, Durham being out I don't know where the points coming from for Detroit. Yeah. They also are horrendous on the defensive end. So I think Philly can get whatever it is that they want. So I'm off of this game. But if I had to play, it'd probably be towards Philly team total to go over whatever that number was.
How is Detroit with double-digit lines? Well, they actually play pretty well. 7-3-1.
Look at conference, RC. First non-conference. Because when they went out west, they did really, really well.
Ooh, got you. These are top-tier teams too that they all lose to. Yeah,
because teams don't care no more. They look at the other side and don't care. You heard Draymond and other players say like it's hard to get up for 82 games. They only can, they want to see a good team on the other side.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. I'm gonna stay away from one, but I wish you luck, Ski. That was dangerous. That one might come to the end of the game where it's like really tight. You just sweat. You're just gonna be sweating your balls out. Just like they're up 14, and then you need the Pistons to hit like a layup at the end or some shit like that. I do not want to mess with that. All right, I'm gonna go. All right, so it's my turn. All right, I got the Hornets and the Raptors here. I'm looking towards the Hornets team total over, and if we look at them as road dogs. So they're 9-7-3 ATS, 13-6 to the over. For the most part, we're seeing that they're going over their team total when they have the line of greater than 6, I believe. When they're 6, when they're rolled down to 6 or more, they're 7-5-1 ATS, 12-1 to the over. Even though we're kind of staying away from the spread there, for the most part, the 12-1 to the over is pushing me to the full game over. But I'm also looking at the team total here based on like how the Raptors have been playing defense as well. I feel like it's like I want to say like a letdown defensively, if there's a way to say that. But I think they just been playing defense too well, that a Hornets team with this type of pace might affect how they play defense with previous opponents, right? They've been playing a lot slower opponents. Now they're switching up the matchup here. So that's the way that I was looking at it, was the team total over. If you look at the Raptors side and we go home favorite, 9-8 straight up, 9-8 ATS, 8-1 to the over. But if we look at the totals, I think it's just home. Greater than or equal to 230. So a higher total, a faster paced team. They're not covering these spreads, and they're allowing opponents to go over their team total. I think if we just take out the home too, it will go over. Oh, yeah. 0-3 straight up, 0-3 ATS, and the opponents are going over on each one of those games, and it has to do with the pace of play. And that's where I was saying that they struggle against faster paced teams. And Hornets with LaMelo is basically number one in pace on the season since he joined the squad. So that's the way that I feel like it's going to go. I think Hornets go over their team total. I have a feeling that the full game goes over as well. I think the Raptors are going to come together offensively at some point. I think they're too good not to. They've been struggling a lot for the most part this season. And I think the Hornets defense and the pace of play might kind of jumpstart their offense today and kind of put them in a position to be sort of a bet on team moving forward. I think they're going to have their chemistry together. They're dealing with a lot of injuries as well in the earlier part of this season. They're going to gel together. I think the Raptors are going to be a bet on team, but today I'm just going to focus in on the Hornets team total over there. It is at 110.5. And you can see Raptors are allowing over that in those 3 games with those high totals. So that's the way that I'm gonna go. Real quick, that's my quick analysis on that game. There was a little bit more to go with it, but for the most part, that's just how I see the game going there. Chris, Joey, or Ski, anything to add on this one?
I like the look, RC. I think, like you said, when Raptors get in fast-paced games, I could definitely see them flying over the total. So I would just agree with your sentiments on the Hornets team total to go over.
And I stayed away from the spread just because of just because they haven't been covering like consistently, and the Raptors as well. I think there's no consistency with as far as the ATS records and stuff like that, but just the team total, focusing in on what I think they could do, which is score points in this game. Ski, I know you kind of had a different look on this one. I want you to talk about why you think it would be going the other way.
Yeah, because I disagree. I would take the Hornets if you like their side rather than the team total, just because, I mean, if this game is played in Toronto, it's probably going to be played at their pace, which is bottom 10 in the last 5 games. And the Raptors been playing better defense. I think I just saw it in the chat from LJ somewhere over there, but I know last 5 games they're number 4 defensive rated team. Neither one of these teams are good shooting 3-pointers. They're last and second worst. So I don't know. I'd probably just grab the points. Like when I think of Toronto, it's a team that I don't think is worthy of laying this amount of points right now. So that's why I just think I prefer to take the Charlotte side, or I don't know. I lean more towards an under for the game.
Got you. I get what you're saying. I think I just, for me, like I'm just seeing like these, especially these slower paced teams here. Obviously, this one was, I don't know what happened in this game here, but that went under by a huge margin. The Bucks are typically a faster paced team, but Pacers here over Grizzlies. This one went the team total over. So for the Grizzlies went over. That I don't know. I guess what I'm saying is like I think the matchup here kind of points me to the over more so than anything. If they played another slow pace, obviously I think it's gonna be a super low scoring. But I feel like I don't know if the Raptors are gonna play a slower pace game against this Hornets team. I think Hornets do a good job of pushing to the point where, especially if the Hornets are gonna be down, right? And if the Raptors are up, I feel like they're just gonna be comfortable with the pace. Why slow it down at that point?
No, it makes sense. I
Yeah.
get it.
All right. Well, that's the way that I go. Let's do one game before we cut out here. As far as live capping, is there one game that you guys think like you want to get to the window with, but you don't have enough support? Maybe we can find something.
All right, see, before you guys do that, I'm gonna cut out real quick, man. Appreciate
Yeah.
you having me on.
Yes, sir.
Ski, Joey. See, I talked to you guys in the chat. Best of luck to you guys.
All right. Thanks,
All right.
Chris.
Have a good one, Chris.
I like the Clippers today. I don't know if we can find anything about that.
Mavs Clippers.
Yeah.
Let's look at it real quick. Do you have anything on this one, Ski?
I'm trying to find my note sheet for this one.
Mavericks just continue to struggle.
But when I think about it, I don't know if Luka's gonna play. I want the Mavericks or I want Luka. That's just how I feel because I know Luka hates the Clippers. Every time I see him play them, he's bullying them. So as long as he's out there, I'm not betting against him.
That's true, but it's not the same. It's not the same Mavericks. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, but the Mavericks. What are the Mavericks? Luka and everybody else. So as long as Luka's in,
Right. I just feel like they can throw a lot more at Luka. I mean, you got the Mavericks. They just lost to the Thunder. They beat the Pelicans, but without Zion and Ingram, they got smacked by Boston. Barely beat Houston. They had to come back from 20 that game. They beat the Spurs and took overtime.
What have the Clippers been doing though? Clippers have won one game the last 2 weeks.
They've lost 6. They lost their last 6, but it was just they opened up at -4. I don't know if there's a query for that. They lose 6 in a row and open up as favorite. Just curious.
That's a good point. They
So
probably
would you
as a
say
favorite for a reason.
6-game losing streak?
6-game losing streak and open up at over 3-point favorite. They were -4 last night, and the books knew that Luka was going to play.
Fuck. Okay, so yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
What losing streak are they in? Oh, they're not favorites right now. That's why. They don't have the opening line. That's what it is. So let's just do line greater than, or sorry, less than or equal to, because they opened up as favorites, right?
Yeah, they were -4 last night.
Yeah.
I mean, not a huge edge. Let me see.
I'm not talking no shit about Luka, by the way. Luka the Don, man. I'm not. He's gonna get his regardless.
If we look at that, it actually gives the edge to the Mavericks in more recent years. 6 straight losses. Now they're at pick'em or a favorite. 16 and 28 ATS. So that would be a fade spot.
Yeah. Interesting.
Even more so if they're at home.
Right. I wonder if that comes with overvalue or anything.
What is that? 5 and what? Does it say 5 and something?
Where?
My bad.
9 and 20?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I really didn't have a good angle on this one. But Clippers, I know Clippers at home, they're an under team, but I think Mavs been sort of an over team this season.
Especially in the third quarter.
$17 and 3 to the under at home, dude. That's just crazy. So 17-3 to the under at home. If we look at the the Mavericks on the road, 6-13 ATS, 10-9 OU. If we look at oh shit, it's just mixed everywhere. These short lines, it seems like they're covering the short lines. Like in between 5 here. I don't know what to do with this one. What does the chat like in this game?
Does the next game being Lakers count as a look ahead?
For who?
Mavericks.
Mavericks. I mean, some people. Oh, it's that Clippers Lakers shit. Okay.
Yeah.
I wonder if the Clippers have went over at home without Paul George, or have they gone over at home versus the Western Conference?
Let's go. So Clippers and H and C. So home against conference games, conference opponents. 10-1 to the under.
Okay.
And you want to see who else is out for the Clippers?
Just Paul George.
Is it George? Okay.
And Luke Kennard.
The Clippers lose streak in their defense. It's not. I mean, they lost to the Pacers by 1. That one's embarrassing, but the Hawks had played a solid game. They lost to the Timberwolves, and that was when they had everybody out. Lost to the Nuggets in Denver. Heat, Boston.
Steph just got announced or not just, but 9 minutes ago. I missed it.
In or
in.
Okay. Oh, look at that. Okay, so Paul George not in, Kawhi in. Clippers won and covered against the Jazz. Went over. But if you take not in, so Paul George and Kawhi are both out. 0-3, 3-0 to the under. Damn, that's a big switch. Hold on, let's just take out and
I know the chat keeps talking about Kawhi. Is it even safe to assume that Kawhi's gonna play, bro?
that's another piece too. So Paul George in. Sorry, Paul George out. Kawhi in at home in general. Doesn't matter if it's conference or non-conference. 2-1 straight up. 2-1 ATS. 2-1 to the under. See, this one was like in November. What are you thinking, Ski?
I don't know. I don't like this game enough. If I was betting this game, it would be Luka or the Mavericks or the under maybe.
Yeah, Mavericks. This one's tough. I don't think I'm gonna get. I don't think I could get to the window with this game either. All right. Well, I think that's it then. All right. Well, what is this? They would have him ruled out. Oh, you're talking about Kawhi? Okay.
Yeah.
Get out of here, Mino.
I think that's it. I think so. We went through Thunder, Heat, Suns game, Pistons, Sixers game, Hornets, Raptors game. Talked a little bit about this game here. Real quick, let's just talk about. Let's just do recaps real quick. Joey, go first. Talk about what you want to drop officially here.
Yeah, I think best bet for the show is going to be Phoenix Suns. Team total under 108.5. I got it at. I think there's some 109s out there. But with the 108, I don't see them really coming close to it.
Yeah.
So.
And then Chris was here earlier. He talked about the Thunder, and I believe he got the +2. He got the +2 there. Ski, go ahead and talk about your best bet today.
I'll just take the one nobody wants. We'll take the stinky dog, the Pistons, plus the 12.5 or 13.5 it is now.
Yeah.
Just too many points. For the Sixers, they're gonna look at that other side and say, "Who are we even playing tonight? What are we doing?" They're just out there. So I like the Pistons plus the 13.5.
All right, and for me, I'm gonna go with the Hornets team total over 110.5. I do think they get. Yeah, you and me now just be back. We need a one-on-one capping battle here, like on the show one of these days. But Hornets team total over 110.5. I think they do get over this. Whether or not they cover, I don't know. But at least I think they put enough points to get over the team total there. All right, so those are the best bets for today's show, guys. Hopefully you guys learned something on some of the queries that we brought up. Ski, man, I appreciate you dropping in here with those queries, because we typically, when we go in here, we only talk about like sort of the in-season like team trends. We don't really dive into more of the league-wide, long-term trends, just because it takes a long time. But when you come in here, you kind of bring those things ready. I think it's really awesome for the viewers to see, because they don't see it too often. So definitely appreciate you coming in here. Joey, I don't know how many days it's been, how many shows you've been doing the show with me, but definitely appreciate you coming on, because you've been cashing every time you come on almost, because I know you recap your wins after the show. And then hopefully, Chris obviously was in here. Munaf usually shows up sometimes. Some of the other guys pop in here. Jay shows up sometimes, but for real, I really like the direction where the show is going. It continues to grow, and I think it's very unique to what other people do. Something like what Ski said earlier, we get to chop it up and kind of dive into the thought process, not only just saying it, but kind of showing it too. And I think that's super unique. With that said, guys, that is the end of the show. As always, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button before you go. And I always have to end with this: whether you fade us or follow us, it is on you guys to make that call. Good luck with all your action. Till next time, peace.